Hello everyone and welcome back to the NPC Dungeon. I told a story a while back about a character that I played not too long ago named Brynwyn, and I thought I'd talk about her a little bit more today. She was a human monk who started out as a zombie dwarf in one of my previous campaigns and was reborn with no memory of her previous life. The campaign she played in ended up being a big tournament where a bunch of gods pitted mortals against each other at random in a kind of race to the finish, where the last surviving group wins it all. In my first episode about this character, I talk about how they met their patron god, a god who decided to represent her in the tournament, and how she got into trouble in a small town. And for more on that, click on the little card appearing on your screen right about now, or head down to the description. But this time, we're going to a desert, so what happened? We were traveling through the next leg of our tournament when we saw a big pyramid standing in our way. Amazingly, we were able to resist the temptation of player curiosity, but as we stumbled upon a village not too far away, we realized maybe we should have given in to curiosity. The guards at the gate agreed to let us in, but only if we destroyed the evil in a pyramid that had cursed them in their homes. But Brynwyn, as mischievous and suspicious as she was, didn't trust any of this. She made it her goal to sneak into the place and find out what was really going on. Meanwhile, the guards let the rest in, as it turns out all you had to do was ask nicely. Needless to say, she didn't do that. She came upon a creepy temple that she probably should have investigated but was too scared to, and retreated back to the gate. As it turns out, there really was a curse. See, she told the party, I told you, even though she didn't believe them at all. Anyway, when they got back to the pyramid, she did something completely uncharacteristic of her and actually stayed back while the others rushed up the steps to the big entrance that was carved out in the front near the top of the pyramid. She was certain there were traps, but as the others went up unharmed, she figured it was fine. It wasn't fine. She then proceeded to set off every trap in the place as she walked up herself. Boulders rolled down, the gravity inside reversed, poison gas seeped out of the walls, and giant hands reached down out of the ceiling. It was a bad time for her, but at least she wasn't the only one. Two of the other players ended up getting stuck to the ceiling in a similar fashion. When she suggested throwing up a rope or something, one of the other players ran up the stairs to a nearby balcony and jumped off the edge to grab this player and pull him down. It was funny, but I can't imagine it felt very good. Either way, they climbed up layer after layer until they got to the top. Mummies pushed and clawed their way out of pillars scattered throughout the room as paralyzing gas filled the air. Brynwyn pulled a bit of cloth over her mouth and nose and booked out of there. Everyone else is paralyzed, but she wouldn't do them very much good if she was too. She found a stone positioned on an altar, solved a puzzle real quick that allowed her to get to it, and then picked it up. A voice from inside spoke to her. Apparently the person locked away inside was the one causing all this trouble for the villagers. The gas and mummies disappeared, but the pyramid began sinking into the ground, so they had to get out of there. She rushed out, first managing to steal the gold cap at the very top of the pyramid. Don't ask me how, I still have no idea. Natural 20, I guess? But when they got out of there, she told them what happened and earned some choice words from some of the other players. But hey, at least they're out of there, right? They believed her story, but weren't so sure about the weird talking stone. So they went back to the village where they were celebrated as heroes, but Brynwyn disappeared from the festivities. She went over to the creepy temple, this time finally ready and determined to see what was inside. She made her way in and found out that they were chanting some evil ritual to appeal to the entity who had cursed them. It turns out that he wasn't actually trapped in the stone. Brynwyn and her party had actually freed him apparently, and he was on his way. She tried to talk to the priest, but they had no other ideas. Well, good luck with that, she said as she tossed him the stone and walked out. Needless to say, her party members weren't very happy about that. They made her go back and retrieve the stone, so she shoveled off and made her way back inside. When they wouldn't tell her where it was, she punched one of them in the face, obviously the only thing any rational person would do here, but he died, which was unfortunate. But hey, at least they finally told her about the stone. They didn't have it anymore, apparently they sent it to him, but he was still on his way to the village. All things considered, Brynwyn was beginning to think these priests were the real bad guys, and she didn't quite feel so bad for accidentally killing that one. Well, anyway, it looked like they were fighting this thing after all, and that's the end of that. That one got a little bit chaotic, but it was fun to play, and I hope it was fun to listen to as well. And believe me, I still have more stories about this character, and others too coming up in the future. Thanks as always, and hope you come back next week where I tell about a battle royale that I ran a little while ago and delve a little more deeply into how we as players can help the game run a little bit more smoothly. So until then, let's learn something.